Tuesday, New Hampshire primary. We won.
We won. We did it.
There's no fudging it this time. This is a clean victory. It had to be acknowledged. They had to say it on cable television the night of. We got our victory party. We finally got to bust for Bernie.
Everyone busted. It was great.
It was amazing. And whatever, I'll start out the show on a sincere note. And if you look at the results in New Hampshire, it was pretty close. A lot closer than I would have liked to have seen, but it's a win nonetheless that cannot be taken away. Like I said, the game has been saved. You're not going to go back. It was a close win, and because of that, we know for sure that the difference was field, that it was organizing, that it was knocking on doors. And I just want to say we met dozens and dozens and dozens of kids over the last 2 weeks in Iowa and New Hampshire who came from out of state, who lived in state, but like spent their free hours volunteering, knocking on doors. There are people I know who knocked on thousands of doors individually themselves, 500 doors in one day or something like that. So the lesson to take away here, we can talk about all the shit swirling around it, whatever. It's working. Everyone who's coming out to volunteer and canvass, make phone calls, text phone and text bank for Bernie Sanders, you guys fucking won. You did this. You made the difference. And Nevada, South Carolina, California, going forward, if you're listening to this, everyone, if you're already in this fight, keep doing what you're doing. If you haven't got in yet, this is proof positive that you individually, as part of a movement, can make a difference. Just any little bit, you made a fucking difference. Every one of our listeners, and I know this is a self-selecting group. We met a lot of people who said they came because we put out the call on the show. But believe me, we met a ton of people who hadn't heard about us until this week, just because we were there in the state that they were at the same time. They made the difference. They outworked, out-hustled, and defeated every single one of these resume-building, hyper-ambitious twerps backed by the entire media and probably the most evil people in the world. You beat them. It was close, but every fucking door you knocked on was another nail in the coffin of these assholes, and they're feeling it right now. So please, please take that to heart and keep it close with you. But also know that going forward, Nevada, South Carolina, California, we need you to keep doing it. And if you keep doing it, I have every confidence that no matter what the fuck they're going to do or no matter what's going to happen, we will win again and again. That's my takeaway from New Hampshire.
Yeah.
What do you guys think?
Yeah, it's hard to argue. It's pretty amazing because at first I was initially a little disappointed by the margin, but then I really thought about it, and I realized that I had in my head sort of not realized how much things have shifted since 2016, and I thought of New Hampshire as the state that Bernie had clobbered Hillary in 2016, but of course that was a two-person race, and it was largely people expressing their deep distaste for the Clintons. But now with the coalition that Bernie is building, New Hampshire is actually a terrible state for him.
Yeah.
It's richer, whiter, and older than the national average when his base is younger, poorer, and less white than anybody else's. And he still fucking won against the entire media and against the entire billionaire class because, as you said, people were willing to do the work. And that is amazing.
I mean, just to give you like a little example of what I'm talking about or what you can feel if you get involved in this right now, and we only did we did not do anywhere near the work of people who are there for weeks and months. And like I said, some of them I met individually people who have knocked on 500 doors in one day, in thousands and thousands over a month there. There was one statistic that said over that weekend before the primary, the Bernie campaign was able to knock on something like 150,000 homes. Canvass 150,000 households in New Hampshire, which I think is like a quarter of the homes in the entire state in one fucking day. We put out the call during our Dairy Live show that they needed canvassers in Durham, New Hampshire. A lot of people showed up. We went there. We spent a day trooping through the eldritch forests of New Hampshire, being trailed by a Wendigo, which I think maybe has taken me over at this point. I think I may be part Wendigo now. But like I said, We didn't like we only did it a couple hours. We got more juice than we did in Iowa, in Boone. But I'll tell you this: when the results came in, Bernie won Durham by 11 points. By 11 points. So think how good that feels, and how good you will feel if you did the same.
This
or
also
will do the same.
This also means that Chapo Trap House Canvassing Unit is now 3 for 3, because in the UK, the marginal that Amber, Matt, and I canvassed in, Heckin' Doggo Ham, was a Labor hold. In Boone, Iowa, the precinct that we canvassed in went for Bernie. And this time around in Durham, New Hampshire, Durham went for Bernie.
So what we're saying is we might be magic.
I mean, we can't rule it out.
We can't rule it out. At this point, we might have the blessed touch.
I mean, I think, like I said, you can have that touch too. You got the touch, you got the feeling, you got the magic,
You got the power.
you got the power, and it fucking worked. And like I said, I can't stress this enough. I know we love to talk about it. I know you guys out there are probably all feeling it. What the fuck are they going to do to sully this victory, to take it away from you, to fuck with it? Just know that we're beating them, and that, like I said, every door you knock on counts 10,000 times more than any shit they're saying on MSNBC.
Absolutely. If they could control it, he would already have been destroyed.
And at the after party, what did we see? We saw all of these, MSNBC and CNN saying, narrow victory for Bernie. But what did we see on Fox News?
Socialist wins New Hampshire primary.
That's right.
You know what? They
motherfuckers.
can admit it. The libs, they can't admit it.
Yeah.
But Fox, they know what's coming for them.